How you doing?
This is a new thing. We have to say hello to everybody before.
How you doing? You doing okay?
I'm doing great. Hey, to have Shep come out and play like that as a true freshman, kind of what does that mean for him and for the team in general?
First of all, the kid earned the right to start. That's one, because he gets it done on both ends of the floor. It just shows his and ours as a team and a staff and a program, our confidence in him to be able to make plays. I've watched him play since he was a young kid. He is fearless. I'm proud of the way he competed. We obviously needed his production tonight. The ball was not dropping for us. But I was, in general, I was proud of my team for the way they handled it. But to be a freshman and come out and play the way he did, you know, future's bright for him. He's going to be here for another 4 years.
And what about him after doing it after his mom sang at the end?
She was awesome, wasn't she? I just said that to him. We should have tackled his mom. We should have huddled up around her. She's got an amazing voice, beautiful voice. And I think Penn State basketball is definitely changing for the good.
Coach, when did you decide that Shep was going to start, and when did you let him know?
I knew he was going to start about 2 weeks ago, and I let him know on Monday. Matter of fact, I let all 5 guys know on Monday. I had individual meetings with the 5 guys because we had healthy competition for about 5 weeks, and it was that important that they knew that they excelled and did everything I was asking them to do. And I think it's an honor to have your name called out in front of a really good crowd tonight, really good crowd, and your picture up there. I think it's an honor, and that's the way I'm treating it.
Coach, guards did most of the scoring tonight. Bigs were a little lacking in that department. Was it something more the guards were doing, or is it something that the bigs were struggling with tonight?
I'll tell you what, I thought Morgan State had some really good bigs. I mean, they had a kid 7 foot, keep whatever, right? And he's the greatest kid. I've known him since he was in high school. I recruited Montrose Christian. That's where he went. Wonderful, wonderful human being. He's a big kid. And number 50, Smith, he's really good. He's really good. I thought our bigs did a really good job. They had 19 rebounds. Now I'm going Donovan Jack, Brandon Taylor, Jordan Dickerson, and Julian Moore. They had 19 rebounds and 11 points. I think that's a productive evening, and that's what we need out of them. And I tell you right now, they're not selfish. There's a few times that they could have went and made their go-to or counter move, whatever it is, and they kicked out for open shots for their teammates. We ran some offense through our bigs. You know, maybe their shooting percentage wasn't great today, and maybe they had a few turnovers like everybody else did. But I thought they were very, very productive. I'm excited about what they're going to bring for this team.
You mentioned those turnovers. Do you attribute that more to still getting all on the same page? There's a lot of guys out there that haven't been in that situation before, or is that just the fact that there's 7,000 some odd people playing first game?
I would say a little bit of everything, Ben. But, you know, that's why you do have an exhibition game. So you get those jitters out, you see your friends and your family in the crowd, and typically that's why you do it. I didn't want to do it this year because I wanted to play healthy competition in 2 scrimmages to get us prepared. But I expected right around 15 or 16. I definitely didn't expect 18. I knew we were going to turn the ball over a little bit, and being a freshman, you know he's going to turn over the ball. And when DJ's at the one, you know, you understand he's trying to make plays for everybody. So it happened to Tim last year. DJ's going to have those games. We'll work on it. We'll be fine. I just don't like the careless ones. Like, I take pride in great footwork. I take pride in being really solid with the ball. We just got to do a better job of that.
And you've talked a lot about having multiple guys to go to. It seemed like tonight you had a lot of interchangeable parts, which is not something that you've had past few years. To finally see that happen, how much of, you know, how good is that?
Other than DJ Newbill being the leading scorer, who did you think, before the game, who did you think was going to be the second, third, and fourth leading scorer? Honestly, I'm throwing it at you.
Brandon Taylor.
Brandon Taylor, go ahead.
Maybe Donovan.
Yeah.
And Ross.
Well, that's what makes us so good. But it wasn't those guys. And maybe it'll be those guys on Sunday. Or maybe it'll be those guys on Thursday. But I think that's why I really like our depth and what they all bring. And we try to give them confidence and freedom on the offensive end, which I think we saw. That's where you got to clean up the turnovers a little bit. But I think for the most part, we took good shots. We only took 13 threes. So we're not out there being selfish and just jacking threes. I think we tried to play unselfish. We're going to make more shots. I'm confident in that. Those assists are going to go up. We just missed some open shots.
Kind of on that same note, you had 4 guys who had at least 7 attempts. And like you said, the shots are going to go in some nights and not others. But how important is that versus last year, 12 attempts for one guy, 12 attempts for the next guy, and then 4, 4, 3.
Yeah.
How much is that balance important?
I think that makes us harder to defend, Jeff. I think that, when Fordham's going to scout us tomorrow, they're going to look at it and go, okay, we got to stop Newbill, but I mean, everybody's, getting their opportunities, and we're selfless and sharing the basketball. We might have a good shot, we give it up for a better shot, and that's what we have to continue to work on. Again, I want to give credit to Morgan State. They turned us over when they needed to turn us over in certain situations. We hurt ourselves as well. But that's a 3-time championship team, or they at least went to the championship. That team's used to winning, and that's exactly why we put them on the schedule. We wanted a tough matchup, and they presented a very tough matchup.
Coach, you look at tonight, your feelings on that, and then think back to Wednesday, and just how good has this week been for you and for the program?
I was almost like, what happened Wednesday? I'm already thinking about Fordham. It's been a solid week. We got to finish this week out now. Everybody's got to go to bed tonight and get the rest and come back tomorrow and get better. But Wednesday, obviously, I've said it, it was a monumental day for our staff and our program. Our staff worked so hard, and I'll add the players into that. The players do a majority of the recruiting. And they love it here. They love Penn State. They love the program. They love what it has to offer. And they do a great job. The staff does a great job. So Wednesday starts the week off great. Things are moving in the right direction. Tonight we go out and we compete. We didn't make a ton of shots, but we played hard. Our defense was very good. So there's a lot to build on, a lot of positives here. I'm going to focus on the positives. I'm not going to focus on the turnovers, although we'll watch turnovers and get better. We're going to watch their offensive rebounds. 5 of them are in our hands, and we drop kick them out of bounds. That just tells me we need to go with 2 hands. And then there's some unlucky ones. So I'm not going to berate my players for that. We'll watch the offensive rebounds, and we'll get better. That's what we got to do. But you're right. We had a great week. This program's had a great week. And hopefully this is the start of a great weekend because the Lady Lions won today. We won today. Hopefully football wins tomorrow, and we keep this train going.
Couple more?
With maybe like 9 minutes left in the game it seemed like every time that Morgan State scored or did something to kind of cut it to like maybe 10, 12, you guys responded.
Yeah.
Is that maturity? What is that you think you guys were able to do that?
You know what? I just felt like we played very consistent. Even when we weren't making shots, typically that affects kids' effort. I don't think we saw that. And even though they made the shot, now you got veterans out there with a very dynamic freshman, and they weren't rattled. And I think we've worked on that with our scrimmages in the last few Saturdays with referees. I mean, they only shot 2 in the first half, right? We only got into the bonus under a minute in the first half. Second half, we have to do a better job. I think we got a little too amped up, a little too aggressive, and had some silly fouls. But I like the consistent effort, and I think that goes to DJ, his leadership of just being stoic and tough and nasty, and everybody kind of looking at him and like, we're good. I mean, our huddles were great. Everybody was dialed in, very focused, listening and hanging on to every word, which is a positive.
Coach, what do you think of Gino's play tonight off the bench? He looked like he was real aggressive off the wing, and he looked like he even got a little extra step off the dribble tonight. He looked like he got a little extra gear he goes into. He's very aggressive around the rim as well.
I felt like he sparked us. For whatever reason, in the beginning of the game, weren't making shots, things aren't going our way, we're missing some bunnies. I felt like Gino came in and sparked us. And he gave himself up because he got in a little foul trouble, but he was just being, pesty and, like a gnat, just going after everything. And he opened up some things. He's a tough, hard-nosed basketball player, and that's exactly what we need from him. I mean, his line is really good, and he only played 20 minutes because of foul trouble. He probably would have played more. And he's been working on his 3, and it paid off for him. He had good prep work, ready down, and let it fly. And that was a big 3 at that point. But his feistiness, his defensive ability, and I think that filters, or it's a domino effect through the rest of the team. And we need that in certain situations.
Pat, what has Donovan done well during training camp, and how much has he, or what has he done specifically to improve his game since last season?
Well, he's put on 10 pounds of muscle. You guys might not be able to see that. We see it, and there's a big difference. Donovan went out and won the starting job. That's what I'm most proud of. He went out and didn't say, oh, it's going to be this guy's job or this guy's job. He went out and earned it and won it. And he won our statistics on a daily basis. He won it like 4 out of 7 days. I mean, he went out and did all the little things, blocking shots. The guys love playing with him. They love putting the ball inside to him because he's selfless. He'll kick it back out for 3. He'll drop it down. Or he'll go to his go-to encounter, which we needed early on. He had a great go-to move over his right shoulder. All those little things. But the most important thing is I think we all trust him, and the guys want him out there on the floor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.